Ready to find out if something in your house or in your shop is dangerous? Well, we got the list for you. About once every 6 months or so, I try to do this video and compile a list of items that have been issued a federal recall. And we cover the tools and then what we call tool adjacent or anything else that catches my interest. So let's jump through the list. And here's the deal. I've looked to see the items, but I have not read the description. So you're going to get an honest reaction as to what I think of the recall, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whether it's troubling. So let's jump into it. So first off, we've got Grizzly Power Tools. They're a well-known company. They make great tools. I recommended them this morning. Guy was looking for a table saw. I'm like, oh yeah, Grizzly, great choice. You'll be happy with them. But this is Grizzly Industry and Shop Fox wood lathes. Now, for those of you who don't know, Shop Fox is just it's the same as Grizzly. It's the brand. Grizzly sells Grizzly themselves, but then they sell tools as Shop Fox that they let be sold through other outlets. So if you see a Shop Fox, just know it's the same as Grizzly. Anyway, this is their wood lathe. The wood lathe's cutting tool can break, posing an injury hazard due to projectiles that can strike the user and bystanders, and lacerations hazards to the user who could come into direct contact with the tool. They have a repair thing for it. There's about 21,300 units, 60 sold in Canada. The recall date was issued on November 2nd, 2023. That's a lot of units out there. I will say this, I still think Grizzly makes some great tools. Glad to see this is getting fixed, but wow, projectile lacerations. All right, next one we've got and I'll put links to all this down below. So if you do have one of these tools, actually what I'll probably do is I'll just do a link to the full list, and then you can find your tool in the list. Anyway, next up we've got Klein Tools. Now, oh my gosh. Klein Tools recalls Blackfire and Klein Tool power stations due to fire and burn hazards. That is some, I don't know if you call it irony quite in the naming. The Blackfire tool catches fire. Who could have guessed that would happen? Anyway, the top and bottom of the internal inverter boards of the power station can overheat, posing fire and burn hazards. They're being returned for a refund. So if you've got one of these, Klein wants them back and they're going to give you your money back. You're looking at 3,800 units, 164 sold in Canada. Next up, we've got Husqvarna. Wow, Husqvarna here. Gas-powered trimmers. Incorrect wiring in the ignition model on the recalled gas trimmers can cause an electrical spark or arcing, posing a fire hazard if gas is on or near the unit. Probably also giving you a nasty little zap there on top of it. Looks like they were recalled just recently, February 8th. 403,000 units, about 17,230 were sold in Canada. Wow, that's a massive recall. All right, next up we've got, look at this, Simpson. If you guys don't know, if you're not familiar, I get it, you're not familiar with Simpson pressure washers. These are kind of the big boys they're the Ford F-350, if you will, of pressure washers, at least with the stuff you can buy at retail. And what you're looking here is the 4400 PSI Pro Series. And the lithium battery, it's got an electric start, and the lithium battery in it can overheat, posing a burn hazard. They're going to fix them for you. There's only about just shy of 3,000 units. And it was issued a data recall December 28th. We got Dr. Power. Wow, they make some good outdoor kind of stuff. Tow behind field and brush mowers due to fire and burn hazards. The exhaust pipe can break, cause damage to the unit due to excessive heat, especially in the presence of dry cuttings or spilled fuel. Basically, it gets hotter than it should. The exhaust can come off, and if you're near something flammable, say like the stuff you're mowing, you could easily start a grass fire or something like that. They're going to refund you. They want the thing back. That must be pretty bad if they want it back. 2,930 units, 102 in Canada. We've got, look at this, the Deere Bobcat. This is the kind where you stand on it rather than ride in it. I remember playing around with those at the, what was the equipment show or whatever they had in Vegas last year. Anyway, we're looking at the dampers installed in the steering system on the mower can prevent, let me see what this is, can prevent the control levers from returning to the neutral position. And the operator presence switch will not activate and stop the engine and blades. So it'll keep going even if you jump off the sucker. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a danger Will Robinson kind of situation right there. Posing crash and laceration hazards to the operator or bystanders. You think? They'll fix that one for you. Only 830 units, 30 were sold in Canada. Oh, that's a bad one. We got Kawasaki here having some issues. USA recall engines used in lawn and garden equipment due to fire. So this isn't just the standalone engine. You need to check and see if this is in some of the stuff you have. Kawasaki lawnmowers used in Aaron's, Gravely, Husqvarna, John Deere, Red Max. Oh, wow. The fuel tube could have been damaged due to improper workmanship while installed. The fuel tube for repair, which can cause a fuel leak, posing fire and burn hazard. They'll fix it for you. Oh, 954, not a ton of units, but definitely check. It's the Kawasaki, they're pictured here as the FR730V. So anyway, yeah, you want to double check on that one. We got a pair of boots here. These are work boots. So boot royalty, if you're wearing these. We got here, the work boots can be missing the metals. So your impact drop resistant boots are not drop resistant. I bet they're a lot more comfortable than you were expecting though. Anyway, it looks like the steel toe is not so steel. So if you got these boots, double check on it. Justin Boots, Kevin WP Met Guard work boots, model SE4570, 3,200 units sold. Then we've also got H.H. Brown Shoe Company. They recalls their Redmere work boots due to injury. The sole is not puncture resistant, posing an injury. 2,300 or so units sold. We've got Bissell is recalling their multi-reach hand and floor vac due to fire problem. The vacuum's battery pack can overheat and smoke. Kids, smoking kills. You shouldn't smoke. Definitely don't let your vacuum smoke. Posing a fire hazard. Yeah, they probably could. 142,000, 14.6K sold in Canada. Then we got Oric upright vacs here. Looking at 6,200 of these. Vacuum's electrical cord plug prong can detach and remain electrical outlet when the vacuum's unplugged. So basically, one of the prongs on the plug can come off when you take it out, and then now you've got, and I'm guessing it's probably like the ground plug. So now you have no ground. That's an interesting one. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, for some home improvement kind of stuff, we got Pella. And Pella, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Pella windows. In fact, a lot of this stuff is all top tier name brand kind of stuff. But even the best people out there, this is what I always, some of you guys, it's never the women who say this crap, all right? It's always the guys who are like, well, if you bought blah, 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 you'd never have these problems. They never have recalls. Anybody who says that is just a complete moron, and you should be in a padded room because you are not allowed to be out amongst people because you can't take care of yourself, because even the best companies have recalls. It just happens, folks. When you make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of products, there's going to be issues. This one's interesting. The window sash can detach from the frame and fall, posing a window. And as somebody who's had this happen to them, I was doing, we're rebuilding a house, and somebody had the house before us and just done a terrible job. Just I didn't even want to say, in mixed company, what kind of job it was. It was bad. But trying to get one of the windows out, that exact same thing happened to me, and I had a window smashed over my head. I looked like the girl from Carrie. It was a lot of fun. All right, let's keep going. Oh, anyway, so they're going to repair them. And 12,000 units, 305 sold in Canada. 10 were sold in Mexico. MI Windows and Door recalls vinyl siding glass doors due to serious injury. Glass can separate from the frame during hurricane conditions. So Canada is probably safe on this one, which can pose, so basically high winds, the glass can come out of the frame. Looks like 1,900 units, and they're gonna fix those. We got what is it? This is a portable tankless water heater. That's an interesting unit. Portable tankless water heater can leak gas from the gas regulator connecting, posing a fire hazard. Oh, that's not good. That's not, yeah, leaking gas is never a good thing. Just ask my wife. She's got to live with me. It's terrible. 4,200 items, and they're going to repair them. So what? I got to send them in for repair. Are you going to send somebody out to repair it? Anyway, we got Electrolux, and Electrolux is a fairly well-known brand. Their Frigidaire series side-by-side refrigerators with slim ice buckets due to choking and laceration hazards. The recalled refrigerators contain an ice bucket assembly component that, let me see here, that can break, resulting in plastic pieces entering the bucket, posing choke. You know, I had this happen with a Samsung. And I remember getting a piece of ice and looking in there going, that's a weird shaped piece of ice, because the auger broke and the auger was white. The ice comes out kind of white. I remember looking at it going, that's not right. And luckily I was looking at it, but yeah, that's not a good thing. You stick your cup in there, you're thirsty, you don't think about it. Next thing you know, you've got a chunk of plastic wedged in your throat. Looks like 383,000 units affected, 5,785 units sold in Canada. Looks like this is, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 12 different units between 2015 and 2019. All of them are the side-by-side units, and they're going to repair it for you. So, yeah, if you've got one of these units, you want to double-check on that. Then we got Electrolux again with Frigidaire rear-controlled ranges due to electrical shock and electrocution hazards. The rear control panel user interface on the range can detach from the unit. Oops. They'll fix it for you. 1,800 units, 130 sold in Canada. Hate it when that happens. Look at this. This looks like a nice stove there. I'll be honest, I've never heard of this company, Z-Line. Expands consumer options in recall of gas ranges, serious risk of injury or death from carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, buddy, that's not good. The oven of the gas range can emit dangerous levels of carbon monoxide while in use. That's pretty bad. They're going to refund, replace, or repair, your option. 30,000 units, a lot more. Wow, that's a decent amount of units considering I've never heard of them. Okay, next up, we got GE Appliances and Higher here. I don't know how they pronounce it. The electric cooktops, burn hazard apparently. So the knob, let's hear, the cooktops burners can remain on after use, even after being turned off, or turned to the off position due to misaligned burner knobs and fractured burner hardware. So basically the knobs, the knobs are just a suggestion. They may be on, they may be off. Who knows? How could that possibly be bad? They're going to repair them. Looks like 11,000 units. Oh my gosh. Next up, we've got, let's see, who comes up after that? We got Charbroil. Charbroil has their electric digital smoker. The smoker can leak electrical current during use. How did it leak? Like, is it just they not tight enough or just falling out on the floor kind of stuff? Just the verbiage of it. Leak electrical current during use, causing a shock hazard. They're going to fix that for you. 211,000 plus units, 3,400 sold in Canada. That's a big one. All right, Traeger, check this out. This is, okay, so this is not the pellet. It says Traeger pellet grills, but it's not the pellet grill. It's the griddle, the big, like the Blackstone. But this is their top of the line kind of thing. This is a high-end product for them. 37,000 units affected. The burner control knob can be incorrectly labeled, which can result in the grill being unintentionally left on, posing a burn hazard. Wow. That's a little black eye there for Traeger. All right, let's keep going here. Evis, we got the portable exchange, propane exchange. I guess they're portable. Propane exchange tanks here. You're looking at 20-pound propane. I keep saying the wrong thing. Propane exchange cylinders. The recalled propane exchange cylinders could leak gas, posing a fire hazard. Yep, they will replace them. Well, they are exchange cylinders. So, oh wow, almost 150,000 units. You want to check on that. They were recalled by Worthington Enterprises. We got a series of small electronic gun vaults here. And I did look at these. They all have the same problem. The biometric lock on the safe can fail and can be opened by unauthorized users, posing serious injury, hazard, risk of death. It's we got 24,000 of the Maker. I don't know how to pronounce that. 24,820 of those. Then we got the Awe safe here, and you're looking at 60,000 of these. It's more of a, I guess, a pistol safe on that one. And then we got Fortress safes. The biometric lock on the gun safe can be opened by unauthorized users. 60 Fortress safe. Now, that's interesting. Wow. Another pistol safe there, 61,000 units. Bulldog cases here. We got, they'll replace or repair the item, 33,500 units. Then we got this one. Look at this. This is sold exclusively on Amazon by BBRKIN. Again, same problem. They'll repair or replace it. You're looking at 2,200 units of that one. Now, this is something different. We got a speaker here from Rusound. So what's interesting here is the front of the speaker can become detached. Now, this is the kind of thing that you often will see somebody installing like up in a corner of a room. And you'll have it like all facing down, creating that whole surround sound kind of effect. But the back part and the front part can come separated, and the front part can fall off and conk you on the head, apparently. That's not a good one. 4,600 units, 600 sold in Canada. They're going to replace that. We got a fireplace here, or one of these mock fireplaces. Twin Star International recalls their infrared quartz fireplace here. Due to fire hazard, ironically enough, sold exclusively at Lowe's. The electronic fireplace can overheat, posing a fire hazard. They're going to refund you. Wow, they want them back. That's not good. 14,670 of these. Next up, we got a bunch of side-by-sides and some snowmobiles and some recreation equipment here. Polaris Ranger Pro XP, XP4, a bunch of the Razer stuff. Improperly routed brake lines. So what's going to happen here is the brake lines, they can get rubbed by the front wheel when driving, and you got no brakes when going fast off-road. No brakes going fast anytime is bad. Off-road, especially bad. Yeah, that 2,500 units, about 170 sold in Canada. You want to check into that one. Next up, we got the Razer Jr. here, the 200 Youth Razer. Get this, the steering wheel locks up while in use, posing a crash hazard. Yeah, you think? 19,000 units. Wow, that's a good chunk of them. 950 sold in Canada. I hate to have your kids in there and all of a sudden they can't steer. And can you imagine how many dads are out there and have this thing and it like happens and then it disengages and you're yelling at the kid, why didn't you turn? I couldn't turn. And he's like, yeah, I mean, they're not believing the kids and stuff. They're like, of course you could. The steering wheel's not going to just lock up. Or is it? That's a bad one. All right. Next up, we've got this is the Ranger, also made by Polaris. We're looking at, let's see here, pressing the brake and the throttle pedals can deactivate the throttle. If the brake is then released, the vehicle can move and the throttle can still be deactivated. So basically what they're saying is that if you press them at the same time, it deactivates the throttle, which is, I know in a lot of electric bikes that happens. Like when you press the throttle or when you press the brake, it has a cutout for the throttle so you can't try and overpower the brake. I've never seen it in something like this. But then basically you'd be left with no power. You take your foot off the brakes, you try to go, and you roll backwards the other way or something like that. Next up, we've got the Caboto. What do we got here? The components of the steering shaft and steering column could have been improperly assembled, which can lead to a loss of control. Yikes. 3,170, 119 sold in Canada. Looks like they want to repair that one. We got the Canam series here. This thing, the operator's guide. So they've got the scheduled maintenance is wrong, and the intervals for the clutch are apparently incorrect and can lead to clutch failure, including fragments being ejected from the vehicle. What sucks when you don't service your clutch and then all of a sudden it explodes and shreds your legs. I guess that could be a problem. Next up, we got Segue Power Sports recalls their 2022 Fogelman because the name is terrible. Also, apparently, it has an issue with ignition coils that can fail to ignite, and then it floods one of the cylinders with gas, and then basically it shoots flames at the backside. Funny enough, there are kids today probably modding these things to do just that. 1,100 units here, 480 sold in Canada. We got Textron. Now that was the company that bought or became or was previously, who was it? Arctic Cat, I think. It says right there, Arctic Cat. Duh. It's got the cat right on the front of it. The vehicle can move when on an incline, and park is displayed on the digital dash. This can allow the vehicle to roll away. We got another rollaway here. That would suck. You think it's in park, and it's not. 6,800 units, 700 sold in Canada. We got another one. They're more of the golf cart style. This vehicle, the internal wiring on this can get damaged and cause the vehicle to move unintentionally. So basically, I'm guessing it shorts out and it can just jump on you. That can't be good. 1,600, 60 were sold in Canada, 200 in Mexico. Again, they're going to repair that one also. We got some snowmobiles here. This is the, what do we got here? Sorry, let me scroll up. The Polaris, there's a couple of these. I think they're the same thing. They're just different models. Primary drive clutch can fail, causing the clutch and its components to separate from the vehicle. You're getting divorced, but your clutch is leaving you. Oh, can you imagine going down the trail and your clutch just falls out? That could be a problem. 9,200 units sold, 3,800 in Canada. Yeah, Canada's picking it back up once we get the snowmobiles here. We got and this is I think they're more sports model. Same thing. Clutch can fail and can cause the clutch or clutch components to come loose, posing an injury. Or how about just getting stranded in the middle of nowhere, and having to walk back? Bombardier here, we got Ski-Doo here. Risk to serious injury and crash. The snowmobile's left ski can break, posing a risk. The left ski, just the left ski can break. Steve was assembling the right ski, and he did a great job. But Doug on that left ski, man, Doug, you've been slacking. How do you have that problem where just one ski can break, but the other one's just fine? And it's always the left one. 8,100 units, 5,600 were sold in Canada. Anyway, they're going to repair that for you. We got a couple e-bikes here. Pacific e-bikes, they have a problem with their charging system. And not the battery per se, but the charging system was wired badly and looks like it can overheat and catch fire. That's never a good thing. And then Avaton, I don't remember if we've reviewed Avaton. We've looked at so many different e-bikes on the channel. Avaton may have been one, but anyway, here it is. They have an issue where it can unexpectedly accelerate. Now you're just sitting there, your hands off the throttle, and it just jumps on you. That would not be a good thing. That's bad. All right. Then we got MURF here, who this bicycle does not meet U.S. safety standards. They just failed all the way around with MURF. 9,000 units there. That's a bad one. They just ignored all safety standards apparently. And then this is all right. I read this one up. This is an interesting one. Right at the top, voice-controlled adjustable dumbbells. So apparently the plates can come loose. Hopefully they don't adjust via voice while you're lifting them. Who buys voice-adjusted dumbbells? Oh wait, 15,400 with about 650 sold in Canada. Apparently Canada's smarter than the U.S. They're out there not buying adjustable dumbbells. Anyway, I'll put a link to the master list. You could sort it and everything by, your product stuff. You should be checking this kind of thing every so often. Or you can subscribe here and we'll just do it for you. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.